Hello and welcome, everyone, to the Meaford-St. Vincent Community Centre here in beautiful Meaford on a beautiful, it's Tuesday, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's Tuesday, on a Tuesday night. My name is Darryl Smart, and along with me is my new friend, Spencer Byers. Spencer, welcome to the broadcast. He's going to be taking us home. He's going to be the one calling the game for this game number 2 of this Major Series Lacrosse Best of 7 semifinal series, where the Six Nations Chiefs, the defending Mann Cup champions, have a 1-0 lead in this series after an 11-6 victory at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on Thursday night. This should be a big one, Spencer. What are you expecting tonight? Well, we'll listen to the national anthem first. Excellent. Well, Spencer, game number 2, my friend. What do you think is going to happen tonight?
Well, I think the biggest key tonight in going in the Owen Sound end of the floor is number 33 is back in the lineup. MVP, 73-point getter in Jackson Webster. Webster is a massive part of their offense, at times the sole contributor of their offense at times, and he is going to be a big key for them tonight to get a win against the Six Nations Chiefs, as you mentioned. Reigning Mann Cup champs, 16-2 regular season. 17th win came in game 1, 11-6 down in Six Nations. So Owen Sound really needs to defend home floor here in Meaford tonight if obviously they expect to have anything from this series. And looking at the other series going on in the MSL between Peterborough and Brooklyn, it was 3-0 Peterborough. Brooklyn does get the game 4 win, so they're now going to game 5. So Owen Sound's hoping not to put themselves in that kind of hole against Six Nations, because you'd almost say once you get into that kind of hole, maybe even 2-0, that it may be almost time to close up shop. And again, I do want to mention, though, in this open, Darryl, how impressive it is at Owen Sound. Now, only their second season, really, as a team. They did play during COVID, but second team as an MSL team here in Owen Sound.
Absolutely.
Going from a 3-win team, getting their first win after 12 games, to getting their first win in their first game this year here in Meaford, and then to get a chance to make the playoffs as the 4th seed is such an impressive feat by the squad, and it must be nice to get a chance to play some playoff lacrosse this summer.
You know what, Spencer? We were talking about that on the broadcast in game 1. The Owen Sound North Stars are a team that you kind of are pulling for. You know, it's Steve McCarthy, one of the gems of lacrosse, and he's done a great job with this franchise, and I couldn't be happier for him and the franchise to be in the playoffs here. And you know what? They're just not participating. They're competing really hard here.
And that's exactly what Steve built the team for, is to compete and try to play themselves into the playoffs and maybe farther, as McKay played off and now hits the waiting arms of Dane Smith. Smith looks to fire that one over the head of Andrew Kidd, who's starting in net for Owen Sound. That ball skips through the stick of a black shirt. It ends up going loose, however, right near the red line. Captain hits Dane Smith. Smith's got 8 to work. Passed across, and it never made its way to Sundown. Pushed up against the glass and forced out there by the first-round pick of Owen Sound, Connor Knock, as Knock will race up the floor. That ball got played forward there by Isaiah Moran-Weeks, another one of the Owen Sound draft picks. There's, I think, about 5 or 6 of them that have made the lineup from last year's MSL player draft.
And Moran-Weeks was fantastic in game 1. He was one of the catalysts. I think he had 2 goals and an assist.
He's really improved as the year's gone on, Darryl.
He was really involved.
Played up to the top. That one played right down near the line. Passed across. That one right over Kidd again. Caught off the bounce. That one saved by Kidd. Comes out and retrieved by Six Nations. Looking at a chance to rework, as Lyle Thompson has. Byrne played over. Back for Lyle Thompson. Right across. Trying to get towards the net. That one saved by Kidd. It goes sky high and again is caught. Byrne trying to get away. He does. And look at the fresh shot clock again.
Well, and that was the key. You said it right off the hop. Kidd has to be sharp, and he's definitely sharp right now.
Nice shot there. Scores! Josh Byrne able to twist through the defense, and he'll get the first marker of the game.
Kidd's been sharp, but Byrne, let me tell you, we're just going to watch the replay here, and Byrne's just one of those guys that can really put it in. You know what I mean? He just, man, he's a shooter's shooter, that's for sure.
Stars for Six Nations. He stars for Buffalo in the NLL. So obviously lots of acumen for the Six Nations team. Again, you can go through every player and talk about how much experience they have at not just this level, but also in the NLL, if that's for Buffalo or for the litany of other teams that they represent here in the Summer League. Forced up there is right near the red line. Our Six Nations right near the red line just kept it, hit Smith, and he's able to retrieve it and go. Smith trying to get towards the net, forced around. Played up to the top there. That shot by Jackson, saved by Kidd, pops out, and it hits the waiting arms of LeBar. Noah LeBar. Get over for Webster, and Jackson Webster maybe with his first real touches of the game here. Webster will circle off. Webster makes the rush towards the net. Webster stepped in. I thought he had a chance there. Was not able to beat Doug Jamieson, who got the start tonight. Warren Hill got the game one start, so Doug Jamieson does now rotate in here tonight.
That was a great take by Webster, just going in. I think that's what they need to do. They need to, two things offensively that Owen Sound did really well in game one. Go to the net when they had opportunities and try and put their will to the net.
Ryan Smith now.
Also push the floor. Just push the floor. Use those young legs.
As shot clock will go, that ball never got on target. As Ryan Smith, who had a great season here in the MSL for Six Nations, was one of the leading goal scorers the entire year.
Called Mr. Hat Trick this season. I think he had 8, 9 hat tricks or 3 more goal games.
Which is just insane. As that one played down. Moran Weeks right across. Hits Sanchez. Sanchez puts it wide, and it will be an over and back.
One of the factors I think playing here is the floor. It's almost camouflaged. And I know talking to Dougie Jamieson and Warren in prior games, they both said you got to really concentrate on the ball. Maybe they should have a yellow ball here.
I know that commentators, that ball goes out of play off Owen Sound, so it will be on Six Nations ball. I know commentators would prefer a yellow ball because it's easier to track, and so would camera people.
Oh, my goodness.
That is now blown in. Down for Dane Smith. Smith gets it in the middle. That one just wide. Rebound saved as somehow caught and fired by Larson Sundown. Didn't step in before he released, so it will not count as a shot on target, but my goodness, as Webster floats that one right across the floor, it hits Liam McGrath. McGrath will wait and hit Webster. Webster now over there for, I believe that is one of the Rosa brothers, has now played around. Sanchez will play it. Durkats over. Six Nations right in. That one saved by Jamieson in the restricted area, and Jamieson will collect.
Durkats was one of those other Owen Sound players that had a really strong game one.
Xander Durkats, another guy that really played his way into the season, just like Isaiah Moran Weeks. And again, all these fresh draft picks, it's taken them some time to acclimate, but since they've acclimated, they've been very good. And Owen Sound had a great second half of the MSL season because of that.
Well, and that's, again, Steve McCarthy in a great draft job. You know what I mean? At the draft table. Doing his homework.
Smartest guy I know for when it comes to lacrosse. That's probably just because of Milak, as that ball hits the captain, Tanner Buck. Buck played it, just missed Maye, as that ball's going to get forced, and Sanchez definitely stepped over, so it now hits Tyson Bell. Bell quickly up for Latrell Harris. As they played back for Bell. Bell hits the trailer. It's Tim Edwards. Edwards will kind of rope off, and he'll wait for the offensive reinforcements to hit the floor. As Six Nations going to get discombobulated here. That ball gets forced loose, picked up, and a chance to go now for the Black Shirts. 2-on-2. It's played over. In Owen Sound, and that ball was just skipped wide there of Jamison, pounded into the pavement by McGrath. Chance there for Owen Sound after Six Nations kind of got caught up there with a change, but not able to capitalize there where the home side.
And again, Owen Sound doing a really good job of going right to the net and trying to impose their will.
I know Steve has been harping on that throughout our broadcasts when we had Rogers TV here, as that ball's fired up the floor. It hits Tyler Halls. He'll wait and give it off for Webster. Now Webster not only carries a lot of the offense, he usually is the initiator in a lot of the offense. So having not him for game one and still only losing by 5, I think is definitely a good sign for the Black Shirts, as Webster getting forced around there. Ball does keep popping loose on him. Webster just going to get towards the fire, and there's going to be a penalty, I think, against Six Nations here, as somebody got dumped off ball, and it was Tanner Buck who got dumped. And I'm not sure who's taking the minor there. I did not get a chance to see who was battling with him there, as it looks to be Bell going.
Yep, just right there on the replay there. Bell gave TB a shove. And again, that all starts with TB. That's one thing TB does really well. He just moves, his feet are constantly moving. And you're going to create opportunities, whether it's going to be a scoring chance or at the very least, it's a penalty opportunity, you know what I mean?
What collection there by Owen Sound. Shot by Webster, retrieved by Moran Weeks. Got a second opportunity, but again, a good save by Jamison. He'll need to be sharp here on the first man advantage of the game, and it goes by way of Owen Sound. That one just missed the quick stick of Moran Weeks. Caught hot off the glass by Buck. Minute and a half left here in the power play. Buck. Nice move in. Scores! Tanner Buck with a twister. Beat Jamison short side, and we're gridlocked back at 1.
That's a
power play marker.
That's just a great take by TB. Well, look at the replay on this one here. And he just spins around, you know, on the power play, you just try and make something happen here. Had the opening, and he took 3 steps in and point-blank range on Dougie Jamison. And you know what? When someone the caliber of TB has an opportunity like that, he's going to take full advantage.
Buck really did struggle to begin the year trying to find the net, a little bit snake-bitten, you could say, and then he's really turned it on as the season has progressed. Again, a lot like a lot of other Black Shirts this year. It really was a second-half team, and usually kind of like that going into the postseason, is being a second-half team rather than a first-half team. Well, Six Nations is an all-season team. They're just really good no matter what. That nice move, scores! What a move! Braden Maye, and he makes it 2-1 Owen Sound.
And again, we're just going to look at the replay, and Maye did the exact same thing as what Taylor Buck did. Take a couple steps in. Right in here, he's going to see the opening. Takes a couple steps in, goes inside, and puts her home past Dougie Jamison, and the Owen Sound North Stars have a 2-1 lead here.
Now, I remember talking to Dane Smith during the regular season, and he told me that Six Nations has struggled in the first period. So
yes,
it is where Owen Sound has to kind of capitalize, is in this first frame, and kind of go after Six Nations, because they're going to get better as the game progresses. Halls picks up that face-off. He is kind of stuck, though, and he's in between 3 white shirts. He somehow got away. He just threw it towards the net. It's 2-on-1 in. Never got a shot away, however. There for Liam McGrath, kind of ran himself into trouble and out of real estate. And I will mention, Maye, in only 6 games this year in the MSL, had 22 points. So a guy that was added late to this Owen Sound roster made quite a big impact as well.
Absolutely.
As Smith.
And you were right about your comment about the slow Chief starts. That's been a bit of not necessarily an Achilles, but maybe if there is a weakness to this team, it has been the slow starts in the first period. And that one, I think the biggest one this season was the loss in Peterborough at the end of the season.
Sanchez now. Off for Maye. Maye, nice pass from Moran Weeks, just out of reach, however. Played over now. Maye trying to get away. He got kind of clipped there. He'll play it back for Buck. It hits Tanner. Buck into the middle. Nice shot. That one, I believe, just went wayward. No, it was touched, I want to say, and it should be Owen Sound ball, and it is Owen Sound ball. I believe that was Greg Elijah Brown there down low trying to force the issue. Sanchez. Now down for Maye. Braden Maye. A pop. Durkatz. Fired. Scores! Xander Durkatz, who barely got to double digits in goals, gets his 11th and makes it 3-1 Owen Sound.
Boy, oh boy, this was how many bingo cards did you have? A 3-1 Owen Sound lead in the first period as we look at the replay here. This is just great ball movement again. And that shot by Durkatz uses Tyson Bell as a screen. It just goes over top. And as Tyson goes up, Dougie can't see that shot away. Can't get a read.
And I will mention that Xander Durkatz is a great offensive player. Again, had a great second half of the season for Owen Sound. Had 42 points, was second on the team in point getting, but only had 10 goals. He was very much more a facilitator than a goal scorer, but he has goal-scoring ability, as Steve and I talked about throughout the year, and more importantly, he's so shifty that him scoring from long distance is maybe his, I'll say, greatest weakness, just because of how quick he is and how well he is at getting at the front of the net, as Bell's able to box his way out and get away with the ball there.
Shifty is a great word. It's a great word to describe him.
You call it quick twitch, and man, is he quick. As that ball hits Brendan Bombery. Into the corner it goes. Shane Jackson trying to get away. Connor Knock, the one forcing Jackson into the boards, and Knock will force him into the boards. It hit Larson Sundown, but skipped right through him. And now Joel Coyle trying to spin away, ducking and diving, and finally gets it away to Liam McGrath. McGrath will now hang out here, wait for Webster, and hand it off. Almost halfway through this first frame, 3-1 in favor of the home side, as Webster look for Maye, got fended off there. Back now for Braden Maye. Looking for an option, gets it for Sanchez. Sanchez back for Maye. Maye in! Great save there by Jamison. Does come out just to the restricted area, but Maye couldn't get a hold of it. That ball's fired up now and will hit Mariner. Matt Mariner, one of the guys traded for by Six Nations as the trade deadline approached. Smith, right across the floor. Looking to take him on there is Byrne. Byrne in and scores! Josh Byrne with a second makes it 3-2, and that ball came as fast out as it went in.
And Josh Byrne just doing what Josh Byrne does all season long, and throughout the NL season, he just makes something out of nothing here. Has the matchup. He's just going to the net. Every single goal so far, with the exception of the one Durkatz goal, every single goal in this game so far, players going to the net, trying to make something happen. And if you're able to get to the net and get within 3-4 feet of the goal, more than likely you're going to score, especially the pedigree of all of these players on the floor. These are all pros.
Hall's back in the face-off circle against Tim Edwards. That ball squirts right across the red line. Down goes Bell. I know Bell's been, I don't think, too happy with the floor. He's taken a couple of tumbles early in this game. As Bell now will catch it. Quickly up the floor, it hits McKay. McKay forced up, and that ball fired down into the corner. Sundown trying to get a hold of it. Never did, but Edwards does catch. Back up now for Ian McKay, the Port Elgin native. Not too, well, pretty far from home here, but in the right county at least, in the right area code. As that shot just off the foot there of the netminder Andrew Kidd, who's had not much work, it feels like, in the last 5 minutes or so, other than the goal that went by him, but quickly up the floor from Owen Sound. Coyle, that one goes wayward, stopped by some feet, and Harris retrieves. Harris for Lyle Thompson. Thompson looks to fire, he does, and a good save there by Kidd, away for the whistle.
It's a great save by Kidd.
As LeBar now going to get forced up against the boards here by Smith and Lyle Thompson.
Oh boy.
As got a hold of him there was Dane Smith. LeBar still stuck up against the glass there as he'll finally kind of just throw it down the floor, and it got picked up by Mariner, and he'll hit Dane Smith.
That's a great effort by LeBar.
Played across the top now. It hits Sundown. No, it doesn't. It was intended for him, but just missed. Smith into the middle again. Just missed the intended target there of Ryan Smith. Picked up by McKay. McKay throws that one well over the head of Larson Sundown. It goes right near the Owen Sound bench. Just kept. Smith now hits Lyle Thompson. Going to have to fire. He will get towards the net, though. Thompson, great save there by the netminder. Kidd had to stay strong there because made something out of nothing there did Six Nations. As Smith trying to force that one. Now retrieved finally by Owen Sound is Maye. Passed across wide open. Durkats, great save there by Jamieson. That ball just dies right in front of his feet.
I think the most impressive part about that save is the no rebound. Because you had two Owen Sound players, Johnny on the spot right there, and if that ball went loose, that would have been trouble.
That shot saved there by Kidd. Penalty's going against Owen Sound here, and it's going to be a hold. And it looks to be Joel Coyle going for the minor. And this will send Six Nations to their first power play of the night, and their offense is potent without the extra man, so it should give Six Nations the obvious massive advantage, having extra space for Dane Smith, Josh Byrne, and Lyle Thompson to work, and Ryan Smith to add to that. There really is there's not one non-shooter you could say on the floor right now for the white shirts. Everyone could be the trigger man here, as Byrne, Smith, Byrne. Pass that one across, I think, to Thompson. It just missed. Ryan Smith now. Dane Smith. Ryan. What a pass! That one, I believe, saved by Kidd.
That's a great save.
And that was on a white shirt. That one saved somehow. Did it go? Yes, it did! And Dane Smith is the recipient of the goal. As Kidd tried to swim that one out, but his Summer Macintosh impression just not good enough.
Oh, we're looking at the replay on this one. And again, great ball movement. And like you said, looked like the Chiefs had one on the quick stick from Shane Jackson on the right side. But they got the ball, and I think that's the important part. They got the loose ball, they recovered and regrouped, and that one from Dane Smith gets a shot from up top, and that one squeezes by Kidd.
And I also think that when you kind of see there, when he makes the save on the quick stick of Jackson, the net moves. So
yes.
He had to kind of reset himself for the next opportunity by Six Nations, which I think was just was quick enough to take advantage of him having to reset and kind of maybe refocus, if you will, as Bell would retrieve that Edwards face-off win. That hits the stick there of McKay. And now hits the corner. That ball passed across. Finally, it never hit the stick there of Thede. Now retrieved by Priolo. And there's going to be a whistle there as Thede will get the whistle and it will go Owen Sound's way. Noah Millsap will sky it. It hits Coyle.
Dawson Thede's one of those guys that the Chiefs have to get going. He's had a great final regular game season, but he's been in and out of the lineup, and he's one of those big bodies. He just bangs, creates space, but he's also a trigger man as well.
Webster, right around, hits Sanchez. He'll give Sanchez the screen. He'll get kind of face back for his trouble. He's down now. It's 5-on-4 in favor of Six Nations. Webster now right in the thick of things. As again, he got caught up high. Whistle goes from the shot clock as away now will go Six Nations. I know Owen Sound won't be exactly impressed that their MVP of the league and star man kind of got grabbed up high. Trying to get towards the net there. Dane Smith Tries to make his way around, and they're going to call, I assume, a hook on hold on Connor Knock, and that will be a second power play going the way of Six Nations. Both teams are 1-for-1 on the man advantage, so a chance for Six Nations to get their first lead since 1-0.
I think that's one thing, that's another key for both teams. Stay out of the box, because it's very obvious that both teams have firepower, and especially with the man advantage. So huge key to stay out of the box.
Very true, and you almost could say for Owen Sound to be an even bigger key because of how much offensive firepower the White Shirts do have. As Byrne, Lyle Thompson fires that one, saved by Kidd. It bounces just outside the restricted area. Thompson should retrieve, and he does. Up now for Byrne. Feed, Byrne. Feed. Right back up for Josh Byrne. Lyle Thompson now. Josh Byrne again. Feed, put that one wayward. Caught by, right off the glass by Mitch Wild, and Wild will make his way through the middle. Wild gets the screen. Wild fires. Good save there by Jamieson. As Byrne's able to pick it up off the netminder, and he'll go. Byrne played down to the goal line there for Shane Jackson as their first unit hits the floor. Dane Smith. Josh Byrne play past the parcel. He'll get through there. What a nice pass for Jackson. Jackson back for Dane Smith. Smith for Byrne. Dane Smith. Ryan Smith fires, and where'd it go? And did it go in? I think Six Nations says it did, but, and it did go in.
Oh.
Again, it's quickly out as it went in. As we have the only capabilities of taking maybe a second look at that one.
There's the
Darryl.
replay, and hard to say. Really hard to say. It's kind of squeaked by. It was kind of like the last, that last goal.
The only problem is the referee who was closest didn't call it. As Ryan Smith is the credited goal scorer there on that one.
Again, so just some shout-outs. We've got people watching from all over the world. Of course, let us know where you're tuning in from. We've got someone tuning in from England. Got Buffalo, New York, of course. Erie, Pennsylvania. Great to have you along for the ride tonight.
Gotta assume a lot of Bandits fans are watching this.
Oh my goodness!
Team because of just how much they are impacting, how much they are ingrained in this team.
We were kind of joking after the game on Thursday night. We were having a couple of pops, and we were joking about how we should be signing a couple extra Bandit players, because the extra Bandit fans, and they were pretty loud, they were boisterous, and they were rowdy. And it's actually a lot of fun, and it gave a different element to the ILA atmosphere. And those fans really didn't know what to do or what to expect when they came to a Chiefs game at the ILA. So they were a little bit reserved for a little bit, but then towards the third period, they're banging on the glass and they're yelling. We were like, we might need a couple more Bandit players.
As Adam Jones is not happy with, obviously, the decision here, and you can't blame him because, again, it wasn't immediately called, and the closest referee wasn't really the one who called it a goal.
Well, and that's the tough part, I think. That's the tough pill to swallow for Adam on that one.
And I will mention that you may not know this. Adam Jones, whose second profession other than lacrosse player was teacher at St. Mary's. I am a graduate of St. Mary's, have a diploma to prove it, and I know Adam very well. He and I got to know each other rather well from him coaching girls basketball at St. Mary's, where I was the statistician.
Nice.
So I still call him Mr. Jones because, respect and all that. But
yes,
it's nice to see Adam getting a chance to coach, as he and I spoke about it quite extensively while I was in college, when I did a report on it for a class project. As Maye.
And he can still play, probably.
Probably.
Oh, my goodness.
As that ball hits Webster. 10 seconds left to work here. It hits Maye. That one shot goes wayward and then off the top of the roof there as it hits the concrete. And again, in playing in these smaller buildings, the roof's a little bit lower, so it gives you a little less room to operate when trying to just hammer it towards the net. And lower boards too, might I add.
I love the character of this building.
That ball hits the stick of Josh Byrne, and they're going to blow it. And I thought they were going to blow it in favor of Byrne and Six Nations, but they don't. It will go Connor Knox way for Owen Sound. Knock will race up the floor. He hits Tanner Buck. Buck with possession here, 15 left to work. Played into the middle. That one just missed Derkatz. Derkatz gets kind of forced around there. That ball hit the referee as Webster got a hold of it. Right over now, Maye. Maye trying to slip around. He may have to just spin and fire. He may just have to spin and fire. Hits Webster. Webster never got a chance to fire as converging there was Dane Smith and Tyler Biles.
And that was great defense by the Chiefs on that one. The North Stars were making something happen. And just like that, the defenders came swooping in and instilled that physicality into it.
That ball hit Lyle Thompson now. Thompson for Ryan Smith. Smith just missed the intended target of Shane Jackson. That ball's just going to be fired into the corner. It looked like it was aiming for Lyle Thompson, but just never made it there. As Buck's the first one off the bench, so he'll catch it. He'll try to take on Lyle Thompson. Tries to race around him, and he kind of got the edge and was able to now keep Lyle on the defensive. That ball now goes right through the stick of Maye, and Latrell Harris got a hold of it. He'll go. It's a one-on-one. Make that 3-on-3 now. Feed, Harris. Harris now going to think better and wait for the offensive reinforcements. Bombury. Hits Byrne, who's got 2 goals tonight. Played back now. Larson Sundown will fire that one wayward and out of play. So it'll be Owen Sound ball. As, look at it, grabbing maybe his leg there is Larson Sundown. He'll go off. As now Webster. Played all the way around. Webster looks to fire. That one saved by Jamison. Hot off of him. Ball skied, and away will go for Six Nations. Transition is probably somewhere where Six Nations thinks they have the advantage because, again, they have so many good players that their transition game is potent as Dane Smith hits and scores as Steve Priolo, who's not on the offense too often, gets the marker there.
And the D guys making an impact here. The big guy, Steve Priolo, on this. And like you said, that's been a key all season long, and it was something that they've worked on the last 2 years was that transitional play and getting the ball down much quicker than what they had used to. And on this one, just a nice pass. Nice pass and shoot, and Steve Priolo puts her home.
That makes it 5-3, so 4 straight for Six Nations here in Meaford with 1:36 left in the first frame. So we spoke earlier about the slow starts being a problem for Six Nations, and since we said that, they've scored 4 straight. So I think they heard us and said, well, we got something to show you.
It's almost like poking the bear.
Poking the polar bear. As forced into the boards hard there with Sanchez, as he'll get fended away with a guy a lot bigger than Matt Mariner. As Lyle Thompson now has a hold of it. Thompson just trying to find an angle. He kind of does, and good save there by Kidd, but retrieved by Lyle Thompson. That's trying to get towards the net there was Bomberry. That ball got deflected, I think, onto Kidd. Someone got forced down. They're still slow to get up. 5-on-4 now in favor of Owen Sound as Feedy, extra shot there, and some jawing between him and Noah Labar. And you spoke earlier about Labar taking some punishment right near the red line, so he's been right in the thick of things with the white shirts.
And Theed and Byrne actually collided, and that's when Byrne was on the floor.
And again, he was slow to get up.
Yes.
And that's probably where Theed gets the minor here, was the unimpressed nature of one of his star guys going down. And
didn't realize it was actually him that did it.
Well, hey, it doesn't matter. He was the closest one. You pick a number and you just decide. And wait, there's two in the box.
Brendan Bomberry's in the box as well.
So I wonder if there was an unsportsman. Oh, and there's a tee, and who's getting it?
That's
Is
Bomber
it the bench?
again. That's Brendan Bomberry again.
And that may be a 10. Does that mean it's another minor is my question. We'll see here.
Don't think Bomber had any of those spicy brine pickles in the dressing room, so I don't know why he's so heated right now.
And it's a 4 going for unsportsmanlike there against Bomberry. So that is 2 separate unsportsmanlike conduct calls as the referee is going to go talk to the Six Nations bench here. So that will be a 5-on-3 for a full 2 and then a minor after that. So we'll see if Owen Sound can capitalize here. They will take these power plays into the second period if needed, and not sure if that's maybe the advantage or if they want a quick one here to score on the 5-on-3 and then take almost full 2 minute into the second period.
It's a pretty big moment, to be honest with you, Spencer.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? It kind of looked like the momentum was going all Owen Sound's way, and then all of a sudden it swung right to Six Nations, but now
a chance for it to swing back.
Yeah, absolutely.
The pendulum could really use going the black shirts' way here in Meaford as Maillet down for Webster. Webster, Maillet. Webster scores! Jackson Webster! 8 seconds is all it took on the 5-on-3 for Owen Sound to capitalize. And who is the trigger man? The MVP of the MSL season, Jackson Webster. And again, he did not appear in game 1. So him being hot tonight, Darryl, has been a big key for Owen Sound. We talked about it early on, and it's good to see him pick up where he left off.
Absolutely, and just on that replay, he just Johnny on the spot, just sitting there. And you give a guy like Jackson Webster, who's been lighting it up all summer long, that much space, he's not going to make a mistake.
Not very often, for sure. As Edwards will take on Halls again. They're going to call it against Edwards, so it'll be Owen Sound ball. I think Edwards is saying it was Halls, but Owen Sound will take the penalty here. Again, that means the 4 minute stays on. So they have a 3:45 left here on the double minor to Bomberry in the end. They're 2 separate minors, regardless. 20 seconds left here.
Still on the power play.
About 4 seconds separate shot clock from the game clock. As Owen Sound really trying to chew up the rest of this time here. And they look to tie it. That ball missed Webster, and he got forced down. And wait a second, it's another minor going against Six Nations, I think.
He's going to get 2 here, I think. 2 penalties.
And the referees are really trying to crack down on the back talk to themselves here. And that will send Owen Sound back to 5-on-3 with 6 seconds left here in the frame. You spoke about how impactful that 5-on-3 was, what could be and hopefully will be for Owen Sound in their case. And now they get, actually they said Webster too. So I'm not sure what Webster said to earn his minor, but I guess offsetters will mean we'll stay 5-on-4 here.
It's almost as if he got a penalty for getting hit.
He must have said something here. Unsportsmanlike.
Clearly didn't like it.
So clearly said something, which I guess again you can't blame him because he's been thrown around quite a bit tonight.
Yep, he's been target number 1. Honestly, he's got the target on his back.
Oh, hey, when you win the MVP, that usually happens.
It's kind of like in European hockey where they the top scorer of the league has in Switzerland how they have the yellow and red with the fire and it says top scorer, not your number.
As Dane Smith now trying to get towards the net to get one more opportunity. That one is blocked, I believe, by Knock. Hit the netting, and with 0.6 left and the net empty, Knock just fired, and obviously it doesn't go. We'll end 5-4 in favor of Six Nations after 20 minutes of play. Owen Sound will have 3 minutes and 17 seconds left on the man advantage on the Bomberry 2 minors. I call it double minor, but it really wasn't. It was just 2 separate unsportsmanlike conducts that got stacked on top of one another. As a janky Jenga set, but with that, Darryl, you definitely could say that Owen Sound's had a really good first period, even though they shipped 4 after being up 3-1. They still are really in the thick of things here tonight against the Chiefs.
Well, and that's the type of first period they needed. They needed to come out hard. They needed to come out hard. They had to come out fast. And to a man, in game one, the Chiefs completely dominated that first period, but then Owen Sound came back in the second, and it was a almost an even third period where Owen Sound was able to grab a little bit of a momentum, and that's what my take home from that game one was. It was a very dominant first period by Six Nations, but a very spirited, and although the game got further apart, Owen Sound did a really great job of gaining momentum for that game number two, and they certainly have done that so far.
And you kind of saw there on your screen, the referees were talking to both teams there as they went to the dressing rooms. It was Brendan Bombury talking at center line there for Six Nations, while it looked like Jamie Hunt for Owen Sound was the one who kind of walked over to the referees to have the conversation. And both coaching staffs, well, at least Six Nations' coaching staff is still on the bench here. Just Steve McCarthy, it looks like, for the Owen Sound side, is quickly off the bench with Adam Jones and his crew. But definitely a hot first period. Usually, as I try to say throughout games when teams play each other a lot in short succession, it usually familiarity breeds contempt.
Exactly.
And that's almost bound to happen in a playoff
things percolate,
series.
you know what I mean? As I like to use the coffee term, things are just percolating over right now, and that's what's going to happen. And the officials are trying to make that not be a thing. So
well, and also stop the barking at them, which
yes.
in fairness is what's been about half the minors has been sportsmanlike. So obviously the guys have not taken the hit yet, which hopefully they do, because again, as you mentioned earlier, that power plays are going to be a massive factor here tonight, as if my math does me right, both teams have scored on every power play.
Yes.
Six Nations has got 2 on the man advantage. Owen Sound's got 2 on the man advantage, with 1 still withstanding. Technically 2 if you include both individual minors that were stacked on to Bombury. So
special teams, kind of a big deal in this one.
Yes, it has been, and obviously both teams are going to be looking at their penalty kills to be a little bit better, but with that, I think also both teams know how powerful their offenses can be and hope that the power plays stay as potent as they've been early in this one.
Absolutely. Well, we might as well take a break. We'll let our viewers take a break. And for the second intermission, like we do in Six Nations, if you guys, the fans, have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Have any questions? We'll answer them. We can fill an entire.
We'll try.
We can fill an entire intermission, and that's the beautiful part about this this platform, is to have this interaction with you, the fans. So yeah, get something to drink, get something to eat, go to the washroom. We're going to take a little bit of a break, and we will see you when the second period begins. Thanks for watching. And welcome back to the second period of this game number 2 of the Major Series Lacrosse semifinal series between the Owen Sound North Stars and Six Nations Chiefs. Spencer Byers, Darryl Smart joining you. Thanks for allowing us into your homes, into your hands, wherever you are, your campsite, campfire, wherever you're watching this one from. We've got fans from England. We've got fans from Arizona tuning in, Texas, Victoria, BC, Halifax I saw in there. So we've got coast to coast, and we've got north to south, and we've also got over the Atlantic as well. So first period, what's your take back from the period number 1, Spencer?
Well, I also want to say shout out to the person in England because if my calculations are correct, they're 5 hours ahead. So
yes, they are.
What is it, 1 a.m. there roughly? I think 8:50 here.
That's pretty good.
I think I'm doing the math right, almost 2 a.m. there. So shout out to you staying up this late to watch MSL playoff lacrosse. And 5-4 after 20, as you mentioned. My thoughts on that first period was, well, Six Nations did what they usually do, which is play really, really well because they're so talented all over the floor, top to bottom.
Yes.
But we talked about how having slow starts in the first period. I think they kind of bucked that trend in the middle stage of that first period. I think they did really well to kind of stop Owen Sound in their tracks after going down 3-1 and pushing themselves ahead now. But Owen Sound at the end of that second period really did kind of gain some momentum back with the 5-on-3 goal scored by Jackson Webster. And now being on a 3-minute and 18-second power play to begin this second period, this could be a chance for Owen Sound to get this game back tied at 5. And again, if it's back tied at 5 here in the second period, it means basically a new game for Owen Sound.
Absolutely. And one take back for me, Owen Sound did a fantastic job of going to the net. It's something that they weren't able to do. They did it only maybe a couple of times on Thursday night in game number 1. But obviously led by Jackson Webster, Tanner Buck, 2 guys that really can go to the net. And they did that really well. And if they want continued success, they have to continue to go to the net here as period number 2 is set to begin. Thanks for joining us.
Edwards and Tyler Halls combat again in the circle. Won by Halls. It will end up in the waiting arms of Noah Millsap, who will actually never ever end up retrieving it. It goes into the boards. Bell trying to just kind of kick it around here. Everyone doing their World Cup impressions as that ball was just kicked around the turf, and they're going to give it to Owen Sound.
So I like to say it's August demolition derby season, and that's what was going on along the boards.
You're surprised nobody got thrown there as it got whistled in. As Buck has a hold of it. Maillet. Durkatz. Maillet. Buck. Wild. Maillet. Back from Durkatz. Wild. Fires that one just wide. Hot off the glass for Maillet. Nice move. Durkatz just couldn't get the quick stick to Greg Elijah Brown. That ball's going to hit the top. Maillet will fire, and that one will go wayward. As now Six Nations will have a chance to chew up at least 30 seconds of this PK, maybe create some offense too, is Lyle Thompson. Tries to get around, nice pass down. That one's saved by Andrew Kidd. As Connor Knock.
Kidd had to be sharp on that one.
That he did, as the shooter there was Ryan Smith. As it hits Greg Elijah Brown there. Now Mitch Wild. Buck. Momentum because Webster's in the box from that double minor, or for that offsetting minors at the end of the period. Webster's unavailable for this power play, which is why Wild's on the floor. That one wide by Wild. And we'll scoot down the floor for an over and back as the shot clock goes anyway. So you can kind of see without Jackson Webster on this power play, Owen Sound's offensive firepower is definitely hindered.
It's a different look, that's for certain.
As now Shane Jackson hits Larson Sundown. For Dane Smith. Smith got 10 seconds left to kill here on the shot clock. Make it 5. Smith trying to cut an angle, passed over for Sundown. It misses, and that will be the shot clock. Yes, almost a hot bounce that came to Shane Jackson there. Just if there was 2 more seconds on the shot clock, that would have been a great chance for Six Nations. As Mitch Wild now got an A on his shirt. Buck, the captain, hits Sanchez. Buck, about a minute left here on the power play. Buck, nice pass back. That shot by Moran Weeks, good save by Jamison. As now hits Tyson Bell there in the mid-floor, who will cruise up. Byrne. Fire it there for Dane Smith. It's Ryan Smith now. Smith will fire, and that one will go off, I believe, an Owen Sound player and go Six Nations' way, and it will not.
That one almost looked like it scooted by Kidd again.
And actually, they're going to say it went Six Nations' way here. So that will end the power play for Owen Sound.
That was kind of, Kidd got a piece of it, and I think that's where the confusion was. He got a small piece of it, and shot clock renewal.
Byrne just trying to chew up the rest of this PK. He does. 10 seconds now to work back 5-on-5 as Thiedel cruised his way back into the offensive zone. He now has it. Got a fire here. Does, and it never made its way towards the net. Now it bounces, I believe, right in front of Six Nations' bench. Basically did, as now Owen Sound has it. Quickly in transition, though. Sanchez passed across. Never caught by Tanner Buck, and quickly the other way it's going to go. And away it will finally. Hits the stick. And great save there by Owen Sound netminder Andrew Kidd. The shooter was Bombury hot off the bench. And Owen Sound will now go the other way. Quick end-to-end stuff here since the power play ended, as that ball never hit the stick of Isaiah Moran Weeks. It goes back to the passer there in Liam McGrath.
Bit of a track meet here.
Which you say it favors Six Nations, it becomes a track meet.
I don't know. Owen Sound has the young legs, you know what I mean?
That is true.
They have the young legs, and I think that plays into some of their offense. If they're able to push that floor, that's what gives that's what gives opposition fits against this Owen Sound team, is that transitional play.
Trying to get towards the net there. As that one's passed for Thompson. It never got there. Picked by Connor Knock, and Knock's going to go 3-on-2 that way. All defenders, however, Knock for Wild. Wild! Great save by Jamison. That ball gets fished loose, and guess who's playing it around? It's the faceoff taker, Halls, who just passed it like Taylor Hall. As that ball hits Connor Knock's stick. What a weird sequence. What a great sequence for Owen Sound. Looking to shoot there. Maye over the back. Great save by Jamison. It bounces there for Wild. As I think both guys will come out of the boxes there from the offsetting minors between Webster and Marner. As Maye will fire that one off the post. Hits Wild. He'll pick it up for the fresh shot clock. Great ball retention here by Owen Sound to get multiple opportunities here. As Moran Weeks now got Bell in front. Fired over there for Mitch Wild. Wild got the angle from the screen from Sanchez. He'll now fend himself off. That ball played into the middle. It hit Buck. Buck fighting, scores! Tanner Buck one-handed! Fighting through Tyson Bell. And he ties it 5-5.
Tanner Buck with the second goal of the game, and he just going to the net. As we're going to look at the replay on this one, Spencer, and just effort. That's the one thing. TB, I say it time and time again. Anytime I've seen him, he just has this enthusiasm about him. Even when he was playing for the Six Nations Rivermen, he'd come out to Chiefs practices. He just has this enthusiasm, and he's a fantastic player, and that's a great goal by a great player.
How he got that much power by Jamison one-handed through Tyson Bell, who's one of the best defenders on this Six Nations team. As now Harris has a hold of it off the Tim Edwards face-off win. Lyle Thompson towards the net. Got stopped there as Byrne spinning. Byrne towards the net. And a great save there by Kidd. As now quickly Joel Coyle will go the other way. Coyle looking for an option. I thought Harris might force him, but he ends up just kind of waiting. Maye. Webster will finally touch the floor for the first time in this second period. Nice move there by Webster. He'll get fended off there by two different white shirts. He may have a second opportunity here. Nice pass over. That shot off of the post for Buck. Where is it? It bounces and hits Greg Elijah Brown. Sanchez now. The floor's really tilted into the Six Nations end. Fired across there. It gets back from Elijah Brown there for, I believe that's Maye. Elijah Brown behind the net, wide open. That missed Maye. Can Sanchez get a hold of it? He does. It was tipped, so he didn't have to grab it, but he does. Webster, Buck. Buck will fire it from an odd angle. It will go wide, and it will go forward and over and back. But the first ones out there are Owen Sound, so there was no transition chance for Six Nations here with just 7 minutes gone in the second frame.
What great pressure by Owen Sound in that series.
Feed hits Jackson.
Oh, boy.
Jackson just missed Lyle Thompson, who had all kinds of daylight right in front of Andrew Kidd's net. Feed now. Passed it over. It just goes through the hands there of Bombury. Thompson's now got a hold of it. Passed over now. Jackson. Jackson fires that one wayward. It'll take a hot bounce and be caught off the glass there by Bombury. Bombury put it on target and scores! I believe Lyle Thompson may be the last touch of that one. I'm not sure who got it right in front of Kidd. As you see, Kidd just sat there.
Take a look at the replay here, Spencer. And this one, there's the shot.
Because I know Bombury's the first shooter there. And I believe
it looked like
it's Lyle Thompson.
Lyle Thompson got it, yep. You're right.
Feed was right there, too, so I wasn't sure who got a hold of it, but Thompson seemed to be the one taking the credit, so I'll give him the credit.
He's a pretty honest dude.
That he was, and I want to mention something. When the Owen Sound team played this Six Nations squad here in Meaford, when it was on Rogers TV, at the very end of the game, they had about 4 kids from the junior B team who played that night in their, I say, MSL debuts and what have you. Lyle Thompson came out and actually had a chance to take a picture with all those junior B players, which I thought was just such a great moment for those young men.
He's
As
awesome.
that shot just wayward there by McGrath. So I just wanted to mention that because I saw it, and shout out to Lyle Thompson for taking the time to take a picture with all the young Owen Sound junior Bs who had a chance to make their MSL debuts against him.
One of the greats of this era, box or field, or just pure lacrosse players of the era. But you know what? An even better human being.
It's always nice when the talent matches the character.
Oh my goodness.
Doesn't usually work out that way, or at least sometimes. Dane Smith got clipped as he went right towards the net.
It's a heck of a save.
Great save by Kidd. Again, Smith kind of got clipped there as he finished the shot with Jamie Hunt. As Smith, for another Smith, Ryan to Dane. That shot just missed. And it will be an over and back here as quickly down the floor will go Jeremy Searle, and now Searle will think better with the fresh shot clock and the free whistle. That ball goes in the restricted area. Just trying to force it into the corner there is Nonkan Thompson. Durkatz for Webster. Webster, nice move. Will get fended off there. Webster just trying to backpedal his way towards the net. He'll now just push it towards Isaiah Moran-Weeks. Got it there to Elijah Brown. Elijah Brown through Latrell Harris, who jumped to try to block it, and now be fired for Harris. Can Harris catch? He could not, as I think a touch by Joe Coyle puts it into the corner. Does force it out of his stick, though, does Harris, and Harris will now have a chance to go. Right near the restricted area, does keep his feet out of the crease, as now Six Nations will have a chance to reset here. As Bombury will hit Sundown, back for Bombury. Dane Smith. Sundown. Feed. Smith, good save there by Kidd, but it goes in the netting, and it will be another fresh shot clock in possession for Six Nations. Feed. Smith. Ryan Smith now for Larson Sundown. Sundown, over. Got it back, quick stick, and does it go? No, it went right over Kidd. What another save by Andrew Kidd. That ball's bounced, and a chance for Owen Sound to go. And who is it? And away will go Noah Millsap. Millsap in! Doesn't score, got forced in by Bell. Bell and Millsap did collide there hard, but Bell was just trying to make a play on the ball and did kind of look down at Millsap after they collided into the boards and said, "Are you okay?" Fake there by Six Nations. Actually, no, it did get handed off. I thought it was a fake. Ends up getting in Byrne's stick. Byrne just missed Ryan Smith, and it goes out of play. And you also see there's a litany of Six Nations, I'll say, members of the team just on the bench there without a jersey on.
Cody Jamieson, Randy Stotts, not in the lineup tonight.
That ball bounced off the foot there of Josh Sanchez. Can Sanchez get away? He'll just fire it. It ends up, I think, going into the bench, and it does as Buck was trying to get off. Great force there by Thompson.
And I think this is great strategy by the Chiefs because, of course, it's going to be a bit of a war of attrition the next few days with Game 2 tonight, Game 3 Thursday night at the ILA, and again Saturday night or Saturday afternoon here in Meaford. So for a 3 o'clock start.
On a Saturday, which kind of feels weird as Sanchez picks that one out of the air. 9 minutes left here in the second period. Sanchez will just go. Sanchez put that one wayward as Bell again got a hold of him, but it goes out of play, and it will be Six Nations ball. That ball from Bell quickly to Harris. Harris thought about hitting the front man, was Ryan Smith, but ends up hitting Lyle Thompson instead. Thompson down for Ryan Smith. Smith back for Dane Smith. Trying to fight through there. Over for Theed. That shot by Ryan Smith. Good save by Kidd. Kidd trying to trap it, and he does. Kidd will now take a little, I was going to say a little walk, but he took all of one step as now it ball hits Mitch Wild. Wild. Quickly off the bench comes Tanner Buck. Buck, that one just wayward. Quickly off the boards will go Ian McKay. McKay, quickly. That one just wide there for Six Nations. That was Bomberry hot off the bench. Now Perry Pickett. Moran Weeks. Great save by Doug Jamieson.
Wow.
Moran Weeks had maybe what felt like forever when he caught it. He took maybe one whack, one look at Doug Jamieson and just couldn't beat the netminder. As Dane Smith now over, caught, that one back pass, just missed again. A chance to go for Owen Sound. Slowly, Maye in. Great save, no score! Jamieson thought he had it in the stick. It rolls in, and Owen Sound gets their one, or ties the game back up here at 6.
Wow, what a series of events on that one. Oh, look at the replay.
We talked about a track meet earlier. Now talk about track meet. There was about 5 or 6 possessions back to back to back where everyone had transition chances.
And Maya with a beautiful play there. Yes, you need to take a break, my friend. End-to-end action, but Maya. And that's 3 breaks in a row. I think that's something that Owen Sound has kind of noticed about this Six Nations defense is trying to get ahead of them. Use those young legs and try and get them on their heels with pressure. And after the 3rd attempt, Maya put it in, and wow, what a move he put on Dougie Jamieson, who almost had it. But boy, these 2 goaltenders are playing fantastic right now. I know it's 6-6.
And they need to be good, though.
Like, oh, my goodness.
Both teams have needed Doug Jamieson and Andrew Kidd to be maybe
absolutely.
them themselves here tonight, as 6-6 here with 7:46 left in the second frame. Edwards and Halls will go back to the faceoff dot, but Jamison's got to feel hard done by to be the guy to finally kind of maybe, lose the staring contest between him and Andrew Kidd in those last couple of possessions, because, again, both teams had what felt like golden chances to capitalize, and finally the recipient is the Windsor native Brandon Maye.
And he was great in Game 1 as well.
Again, he's been a great acquisition for Steve McCarthy and the Owen Sound North Stars. Again, only played 6 games total, so that'd be 5 plus the Game 1 playoff game. That one wide open, Ryan Smith! What a save by Andrew Kidd!
Wow.
He just stonewalled a top NLL scorer and top MSL scorer in Ryan Smith there, who had all kinds of green room there. All kinds of concrete to walk right on top of Andrew Kidd as he fixes his net.
Just looking at the replay here, trying to find the replay. You got to go back to action.
As nice move there, Maye tried to force it for Buck, ends up hitting Sanchez across the floor. Durkatz trying to be shifty around Bell. Durkatz got to fire it, I thought. He'll end up quick sticking it for Webster, and it will be a shot clock going against him. As Ian McKay now. that ball now hits Theed. That ball now ends up hitting the stick of Larson Sundown. It hit the netting, I thought, and no, it steps in, and it will be Owen Sound ball here. As Kidd will just hand it off there to the closest man to him in Jamie Hunt, who hits Noah Labar. Labar down for Elijah Brown. Webster fires. That one saved, I thought. No, but caught. Wide open goes Six Nations the other way. Thompson in off the crossbar, and it goes sky high, and it will stay Six Nations ball.
Ungo Thompson using that athletic ability that he has, and he just sprinted down there. That one right off the pipe.
Dane Smith. Josh Byrne now. Back. Shane Jackson fires. Double clutched it maybe as he was trying to find an angle and puts it into the roof. Whistle goes there as Mitch Wild will now run it up the floor. He hits Greg Elijah Brown. Elijah Brown just got it across there. It now hits Durkatz. Xander for Webster. Webster put that one a twister on Jamison. Bell tried to take it away. It ends up landing in the stick of Isaiah Moran Weeks, and that's a fresh shot clock for Owen Sound.
That's great hustle by Weeks.
Moran Weeks had a couple of those this year, especially as the season progressed, being able to just kind of be the right guy in the right spot to catch it. Off of caroms or loose balls. As now Maye fires that one over some bodies. Caught by Bell off of Jamison, and Tyson Bell will go. Bell hits a runner. It was Larson Sundown. Under 5 to go here in this second stanza. That ball played back. Theed. Theed will fire. Scores! Dawson Theed will restore the Six Nations lead. 7-6 now here in the second frame.
Take a look at the replay on this one. And Dawson Theed just using that big body of his to his advantage. Bouncing off the defender and then getting that shot off. And now the Six Nations Chiefs lead this one 7-6.
Definitely a lighter scoring period. 5-4 was the score after one. So lead still in Six Nations' favor as that faceoff is won. It goes to Sundown, who will hit non-con Thompson, who will play it off and go. And it went back there for Larson Sundown. Ryan Smith, who got it over there for Dane Smith. Dane Smith will fire that one, saved by Kidd. It bounces over him into the corner. Josh Byrne couldn't catch it, neither could Dane Smith or Lyle Thompson, are all in the mixer there. Trying to get away is Noah Labar, who's going to get forced here. Down went Labar. He might have caught a high shot there by, I believe that was Josh Byrne. I'm not 100% sure as he's floating it up. Regardless, Kidd will go to the bench. It's a chance here for Owen Sound. Knock hits Moran Weeks. Knock's going to go off now. It'll be 6-on-5 for about 10 seconds here. That ball's going to be forced, and it may, no, it kept by Maye. About 5 left to shoot here on this 6-on-5 before the power play begins. Maye will walk in, scores! Braden Maye with the hat trick. Makes it 7-7, and we're tied again.
Wow, that's just a great shot by Maye. We'll take a look at the replay on this one.
Six Nations can't believe with maybe a second left on the shot clock, Maye ties it with the delayed penalty waiting. And again, that's from a mile away. So
it was from a mile away, but he used Ian McKay as a screen again. Owen Sound doing a really good job of kind of honing in on when those big Six Nations defenders are going to lunge in. And that time it was Ian McKay who did the lunging in. And Dougie Jamison probably didn't even get a beat on that one.
As Andrew Kidd will now take his slow ginger walk back to the
Do you blame
net.
him?
No, I can't. And with how hot this rig normally is, wearing all that gorilla gear, I cannot blame him one bit. As he hustled to the bench, I saw him gallop towards the Owen Sound bench, which is, again, a long walk for him right now.
And it was funny. So one of the viewers asked, how hot is it in the building tonight? Actually, not that bad.
Not that bad to the normal standard, but still rather hot, as I've already sweated through my suit about 3 times over. So trying to keep myself somewhat refreshed before I become a swamp.
I took a 10-minute cold plunge before I jumped on the bus, so.
Probably a good idea. And this rink is either really hot or really cold. There's really no in between. And Lyle Thompson able to retrieve that one. Got 5 left to shoot here. As Ryan Smith saved. Rebound comes hot out. And it's retrieved quickly there by Brendan Bombury. Bombury down for Shea Jackson. Jackson, great near the netting. Caught by Theed. That big body able to catch it.
He's just a big dude.
That ball thrown in as down's going to go Shane
one.
Jackson. And it looked like he got caught up there with Liam McGrath as it looked like he almost stood on his own player too there, and Joel Coyle is quickly up the floor. That missed Buck. Buck, I thought, caught it off the boards. He didn't. Ends up going to Doug Jamieson. Jamieson just bounces it there to the open man and Brad Cry. That ball passed across, just caught by Larson Sundown as he backpedaled.
When these guys run into each other, like a guy like Brad Cree, he's a big dude as well. He's a fireman.
Trying to get around there is Byrne. Byrne for not Lyle Thompson. Thompson! Just the net, I thought. No, I think it may have touched kids, so it'll be Six Nations ball still. As they look to restore their 1-goal lead and take it into the intermission with about 2.5 left in this second period. Larson Sundown never caught it, as it will now bounce to Josh Byrne. Byrne for Dane Smith. Smith trying to shift towards the net. He does. Shot saved there by Kidd. Where is it? It's now loose and retrieved by Byrne.
Josh Byrne doing a really great job of getting that loose ball.
Dane Smith trying to get away. He'll force it to Josh Byrne there. It now hits Larson Sundown. Sundown looks to fire. He does. Good save there by Kidd. Hot out right in Mitch Wild's second. Mitch Wild's going to go. Wild quickly up the floor. Wild may just fire. He does. Good save by Jamieson. Quick out there. And now up the floor. Tyson Bell, the first one there. Bell over. It hits Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith falling. Good save there by Kidd. Going to get forced here is Owen Sound, but got out of the trouble there is Connor Knock. Or no, pardon me, Noah Millsap. Millsap just couldn't get that one on target. Bounces right near the Owen Sound bench. It comes into the waiting arms of a white shirt. Bounced off the boards. Caught by McKay. McKay over. Smith off the post. Rebound scores.
Wow.
And Six Nations, after all the chaos, come back up by 1-8-7 here with 1:09 left.
Chaos is absolutely right. And are you okay? You need a breath, my friend.
No, I'm all right. I think I
smokes.
brought enough water. I hope. I may be light, but I think I have some in the car. So.
And this is just end-to-end action. That one went off the pipe and in, and wow. Matt Marner is just, and again, we're talking about the big bodies, the defenders of the Chiefs. He's one of them, but they're all in such great shape. And in a running match like this, they're able to keep up with these young legs from Owen Sound.
Face off one by Edwards. Edwards quickly down. Jackson never caught it. He may have had a good chance there against Kidd, but was not able to retrieve. As Joe Coyle there. Now hits Durkatz. Xander. Over now for Maye. Maye for Buck. Durkatz. Greg Elijah Brown. Back for Buck. Buck. Fired. Scores! Tanner Buck! I think beat Jamieson 5-hole. We're back tied at 8. 4 goals in the period for Owen Sound.
And 3 for Tanner Buck. Just looking at the replay here, and it's, boy, oh boy. We've got ourselves a track meet right now, and I think, you know what, I have a feeling the Owen Sound North Stars have a bit of a beat on Dougie Jamieson in this barn right now. They seem to be shooting really low into his feet area.
I mean, again, if you mentioned it that both netminers Warren Hill and Doug Jamieson said it's kind of hard to track the ball with the way the floor color is that matches kind of the ball. That might be kind of the thing, is just shoot it low and see if you can see it. Nice move by Thompson. Bullied the black shirt there. Good save by Kidd anyway, as now Connor Knock got it. And wait a second. Timeout taken by Owen Sound. 28 seconds left in the frame. 5:27 on the shot clock, exactly 1 second separating shot clock from game clock as Owen Sound trying to take their first lead of the period and first lead since about midway through that first.
Well, while we have a little bit of a break, we got to just thank everybody again for joining us. We'll stay on the air, take a look at some questions. If there's some questions, just give some shout-outs to people that are watching. Also, don't forget, more lacrosse action this week here on the Darryl Smart Media YouTube page. We've got game number 3 of this series on Thursday night, 8 o'clock from the ILA. That's going to be a doozy. And then Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock, we're back in Meaford. You and I got the call for that one. That's going to be fun. Also, the Six Nations Rivermen and Brooklyn Merchants will be playing in game number 1 of the Ontario Series Lacrosse final. Usually we have those games, all the home games for the Rivermen as well. But seeing that we'll be in Owen Sound, I don't think we'll be able to stream the game, game 1. But that series is going to be a best of 3 Ontario final because, of course, both the Merchants and the Rivermen have punched their ticket to the President's Cup, which is in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I was going to say, I believe that was in the host here in Ontario, so yes.
Yep, so Brooklyn's hosting, so both teams are in the Prezi. So they're just going to do a best of 3 Ontario final.
So he was the champion going into the tournament.
Yeah.
For the President's Cup. As 10 seconds left here in the period now. Back behind the net. Caught there by Moran Weeks. Hits Webster. Webster gets caught, and that ball was sent into the netting here. And wait a second. And Six Nations can't believe it. Because they thought they had a chance there to go. And wait a second. And that will give Kidd a chance to get into the net, I think. That ball's bounced, and that will be the period. And Six Nations is going to be very unhappy with that whistle with a wide open cage. And I think Tyson Bell was the leaker there to shoot on that empty net if that ball ended up in his stick. But lucky for Owen Sound, the whistle was not blown in, and Owen Sound will come out of 40 minutes tied 8-8. So 20 minutes to almost decide this game here.
What a period, though.
That indeed.
Man, a little bit of everything. Both teams just kind of bringing it. And again, I'm really impressed by this Owen Sound North Stars team. I've said it all season long about how impressed I've been with them. And they just, you know what? They just keep coming. They're like that little engine that could, and they just keep on coming. Just looking at some of the questions here. Unreal pace. Some great lacrosse. Lauren, you're absolutely correct on that one. I'm sweating watching Spencer call the game. He's getting into it, man. I wish we should have a cam just on you.
Oh, no.
I love it.
I'm not sure I want that. I make a lot of facial expressions, so I might get in trouble for that.
That's okay. Mr. Lister, is there 3 or 4 quarters? There are no quarters. There are 3 periods.
Yes, unlike NLL where they play 4 quarters, like I'll say football or basketball, They play 3 periods like hockey here in the Summer League.
And again, it's one of those things I just wish, I've talked about it for years, the NLL, World Lacrosse, and the CLA should all just get on the same page and try and uniform everything. And not only for the players or for us, but most of all the officials. And I say it every broadcast. We're very fortunate to have the officials that we have here in Ontario, some of the best in the world, quite frankly. The guys in Ontario officiating are, a large majority of those guys are the ones that are doing NLL games or World Championships. So yeah, it would be nice to just get on the same page. It would be really nice.
Well, it also would be consistent for fans too, because then you don't have to ask the question: Is it periods? Is it quarters? Like, what's the rule set? You know, it's I'll say kind of like American hockey versus on Canadian hockey in the minor leagues, where like I hear some of the American rules where there's like no icing on power plays and the offside rules are different sometimes. So, you know, it makes things a little bit more complicated for not only athletes but also for officials and fans.
Yep. No real questions. Midland, Ontario chiming in tonight. Thanks for watching.
That may be Fred Wallace. Fred Wallace may be watching at home.
Oh, very nice.
I know Fred lives in Owen Sound, but I know family's from Midland.
And we've got one good question. What type of impact will the new owners of the Nighthawks have on the rest of the NLL? Also, is there any potential timeline for a new CBA for the NLL?
I think those are your questions.
I'm not well versed in the NLL.
You and I aren't in those board meetings. We're out of that email chain.
Yeah, I'm not in the email chain. But what I can tell you is the new ownership in Rochester, that's going to be a big deal. Seneca Nation Holdings, Inc., I think, is the correct business name. But I think they're going to really bring something special to that organization. There's so much history behind the Rochester Nighthawks, and it's just I'm really happy that they were able to get an owner, and they were able to keep that team. The NLL wouldn't be the NLL without a team in Rochester, in my mind. My good buddy Ripper, who's heavily involved in the Rochester Nighthawks, I'm super stoked for him. He's called more NLL games than anybody else, I think, and he's a fantastic person, and I'm glad he's got another season ahead of him. Let's see here. Any other questions? No, not really anything. So, you know what? We're going to let you guys have a break and allow us to have a little bit of a break. So enjoy your trip to the fridge or to the washroom or to the cold plunge if it's hot where you are. And we will be back with second or third period action when it begins. Thanks for joining us tonight. Welcome back to period number 3 of this Major Series Lacrosse semifinal game number 2 between the Owen Sound North Stars and the Six Nations Chiefs. Spencer Byers to my left. I'm Darryl Smart. Thank you very much for joining us tonight for this one. This has been a great one. I'm getting tired and all stretched out because it's been a track meet, my friend.
That it has been. A 5-4 difference in favor of Six Nations after one, making it 4-3 the goals in the second period in favor of Owen Sound, gridlocking us back at 8-8 here to begin the third and potentially final period. As Edwards and Halls, again fighting there for the dot. I think Halls may have it, and whistle's going to go, and they're going to call it against Owen Sound, so it'll be Six Nations ball. Played around now by Six Nations here. Thompson, nice move, got open and just put over the shoulder there of Andrew Kidd. Scoots right near the red line, is finally picked up by Ian McKay. Pass into the middle, Ryan Smith, good foot save there by Kidd. Lyle Thompson will pick it up off the boards. Lyle Thompson. That shot by McKay, good save there by Kidd. Where'd it go? It ends up in the stick of Noah Labar. Labar trying to fight through the arms there of both Ryan Smith and Lyle Thompson, and he does. And Labar did lose it in the end.
That's just great hustle by Ryan Smith. Everybody talks about Mr. Hat Trick, but boy, that was some great defense.
Dane Smith now played over. It ends up not getting in the stick there. As away now will go Owen Sound. It was Shane Jackson, the intended target. Knock now. Lost it again, and that goes right into the waiting arms of Dane Smith. Smith knows he's trailing him, so he'll just roll it for Latrell Harris. Dane Smith for Ian McKay. Dane Smith now back for Josh Byrne. Byrne in the middle for Sundown. Good save by Kidd into the netting. So fresh shot clock now for Six Nations, who have started this period off hot. Again, they're a team that really does improve as the game goes on. Their first period being maybe their worst period, and their second and thirds being their better periods. And this third period's really begun that way. Byrne. And now hits the stick of Dane Smith. That shot saved there by Kidd. Bounces in the restricted area, and Kidd will harmlessly pick it up. Now Webster. Making his way down the floor. Webster finds some room. Good save there by Jamison. Webster, though, hot off the netminder, will catch it and get the fresh shot clock. Maillet over now. And down goes Webster. He's hurt and clutching something. I'm not sure where. Maybe midsection. Maillet, though. It scores! Brayden Maillet, through all the confusion, gets Owen Sound their first lead since the first. And I think it might have been a cup shot to poor Jackson Webster. I couldn't tell if it was abdomen or a little bit farther down, and it looks like it is a cup shot.
There it was right there, yep. It was.
As we call it in high school, a cup check.
But you know what, though? Maillet, what a great take by Maillet on that one.
Not just that, a great job of staying posed and waiting for the whistle, because some of those Six Nations guys thought the whistle was going to go for the injury, and the whistle never went.
Around. Yeah, and it's that old adage as a coach or a player.
You play to the whistle.
You play to the whistle, absolutely.
It's sometimes weird when even professionals kind of make that mental error of not playing to the whistle. That ball is scooted into the netting. That will be Six Nations ball. As Lyle Thompson now. Well, look for Ryan Smith. It never got there. I think who got in the way there was Joel Coyle, as Andrew Kidd now will hit Noah Millsap. Millsap got a stick. Up now for Josh Sanchez. Sanchez now fires it back. Hits the waiting arms of Brayden Maillet, who's got, I think, 4 goals now of the 9 for Owen Sound. Nice move, Brayden Maillet. Maillet back pass and ends up missing Moran Weeks. As up the floor goes Mariner. As Byrne leaves it for Dane Smith. The Buffalo connection there between Byrne and Smith. Dane over the top now. Over for Ian McKay. McKay puts that one wayward, and it will bounce out of play into the Six Nations bench. As Sanchez now. Actually, pardon me, that's Greg Elijah Brown off from Maillet. Now hits Buck. Tanner Buck for Elijah Brown. Maillet. Over. Nice move, Durkat. Durkat put that one just wide. And it's going to go for an over and back. As Kidd will scoot that one to a referee, and Lyle Thompson will be the recipient in the corner. Thompson now for Ryan Smith. No, he faked it. Good shot, but better save by Kidd. Just kind of thrown forward as Smith went to retrieve. It ends up hitting Liam McGrath, who will fight through some contact. Does find his way around, may lose it now, and he does as Marner came off the bench. That ball's still on the floor, however. And now picked up by Six Nations, and Latrell Harris will go. Harris down for Lyle Thompson. Hot off the bench there was Josh Byrne, who just couldn't get away. Couldn't catch. Something that our Six Nations really struggle with is the final pass. It seems like every time they have a chance to give themselves a maybe grade A opportunity, the final pass just is a little bit offline. And if that's because of Owen Sound's defensive pressure or just a little bit off by Six Nations' offense, it's anyone's guess. That ball's just gifted away by Maillet and hits Tyson Bell. Bell with a free run. Ends up kind of scooting himself out of the shooting lane there as he'll now wait for the offensive reinforcements. Dane Smith now has a chance to go. He'll look to fire over. That went off the post and picked up by Maillet. Maillet lost it. It goes right through the restricted area. Retrieved by Millsap. Millsap will just fire it down the floor knowing the 8-second whistle was about to be called, as now Dane Smith will pick it up off the Marner pass. Smith right across for Ian McKay. McKay over now for Dane Smith. Smith fires that one just wayward. As extra shot there as that ball will bounce all the way to the red line, and away will go Cooper Jackson. Cooper Jackson bounces it, that one wayward, and Jackson goes hard into the boards there, as I think McKay may have just clipped them there at the end. Also could have just been his momentum. Larson Sundown now. Gets it over there for Shane Jackson. Jackson over the top, now for Lyle Thompson. Thompson in the middle, couldn't get to Ryan Smith, who got caught there. Passed in front, Jaws couldn't catch there, was Larson Sundown. Got 5 left to shoot here. Thompson. Lyle Thompson trying to break his way towards the net. He does. Good save there by Kidd. Picked up though by Ryan Smith. Feed. Good save there. Thompson lost it and picked up by Kidd in the crease. Fired up the floor just there. I couldn't tell if anyone was waiting for it. It was Greg Elijah Brown who gives it off for Buck.
Boy, Kidd is sharp this period. He's been sharp all game, but man, oh man, he's come up with some huge saves right now.
And they've needed him again with only a 1-goal lead. That ball, Webster, I believe saved by, no it wasn't. The ball just missed there as Maillet gets that one on target. He'll now go to retrieve.
Maillet looked like Randy Stotts on that one. The jump shot over the top.
As Dane Smith now trying to get around the rookie Connor Knock. Smith back now for that looked to be Bombury. As now Byrne tried to look for, I believe that was McKay. That ball's going to bounce right near the red line. It's going to be an over and back, I think. Is it not? Now it is called an over and back, as Tyler Halls was the one forcing there. As Buck with possession now. Webster back for Buck. I thought, no, the pass ended up not getting there in the end. That ball's still on the floor. Picked up, I thought, by Owen Sound. No, Buck just put it past Webster. As now Marner will rush it up the floor. Wide open pass there to look like Priola, who's got a goal tonight, but we'll wait for his offensive guys to make their way here. Ryan Smith trying to get around. He'll fire that one. Good save. Smith is really struggling tonight to find a goal. With how potent he is offensively, you're kind of thinking it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when in this third period. Moran Weeks now.
Again, the playoffs are a different beast. You know what I mean, Spencer?
That's true.
And teams honing in, it's specialized. You know what I mean? It's a 7-game series, and teams are specially. Oh boy!
And Moran Weeks there after everyone gets dumped a little bit there is hopping and wait a second, there's a whistle. Are they sending? They're sending a chief. After all of this, they may send another one here as Bell can't believe it, and they're trying to force him to the bench. Who is that? It looks like Nonkan Thompson trying to make Tyson Bell get out of the ref's face there before they get a second minor.
Yeah, Nugo Thompson just holding Tyson back. There's a slash.
But who's getting it?
Are they giving it to Tyson?
It looks like Brad Cree's the one going.
I didn't even see it.
I also didn't even see it.
Brad, I don't even think he was near the play. And he's like, what's going on here?
It's almost like there was a scrum and the one guy not in the scrum is the one getting the minor.
Which has happened.
I think almost every sport. As Cree's numerical counterpart there and Braden Maillet will start with it. Durkats, Sanchez. Ooh, that one twisted almost out of play. It may actually, as that one's fought for between Webster and it looks to be Priolo, and Priolo has a chance to go. He's going to hit Bell. Bell caught it. Bell in! Good save by Kidd.
Man, he has been hot tonight, or as my good buddy Mark Perry says, El Fuego.
Moran Weeks, Maillet, Webster. Fires. That one goes wayward, and it will go all the way over. The over and back call against Owen Sound will now force it into their zone. As Six Nations may again look for offense here on the PK with all of their options. As Josh Byrne hits the floor. Dane Smith hits the floor. So does Ian McKay and Lyle Thompson. Smith for Byrne. They'll play past the parcel there right near the blue line. Thompson fires it for Byrne there. Byrne now making his rush towards the net. Off for Dane Smith. That one just wayward and a chance to go here as Connor Knock may let it go awkward. Bounce. Missed everybody as Dane Smith may be the only one who saw it take that awkward carom as it's going to go back into the Six Nations end. That could have been so advantageous for Six Nations, but as Owen Sound, they didn't expect that ball to come so hot and awkward off of the stanchion.
There's some weird bounces here tonight.
As Webster and Maillet there play a little past the parcel. Nice pass there. Is handcuffed as Durkats got hit as he fired. As that ball's right near the red line now as it will scoot into the offensive zone. Are they going to force Six Nations to start in that end? No, they're going to start right near mid-floor. As Brendan Bombury bounces it there for Shane Jackson. Bombury and Jackson there play pass. Jackson. Played down there for, I believe that's Sundown. It is. Jackson now. Got 5 left to shoot and put it on target. May just throw it into the corner. It's Ryan Smith. Smith, I think, got it on target, but it ends up in the waiting arms there of an Owen Sound North Star, and it's Joe Coyle. As Halls will get it over the red line. That ball bounced by Sanchez and ends up getting caught by Halls. Got 10 left to work here, though, on the shot clock. Maillet fires. Good save by Jamieson. The penalty has expired. Good penalty kill there by Six Nations. As they'll now get it up the floor. It was Cree. Now Smith. Dane Smith over. McKay hit Byrne. Now for Dane Smith. Put in for Byrne. Byrne got caught there. And now it ends up getting in the waiting arms of Connor Knock. Knock going to get forced here by Byrne and tried to slip through both as Byrne and him again collide. And yeah, I think somebody's going to get a hold of Connor Knock there who got a hold of Byrne. That one got thrown all the way down and whistle goes finally here. And I think it was Theed who got a hold of Connor Knock there after the hit on Josh Byrne. Lyle Thompson will come back in here after I think it was an over and back call. Thompson fires that one again, saved by Andrew Kidd, who, as you've said throughout, has been spectacular in this maybe final frame.
Well, you need your goalie to, if you're the underdog, you need your goalie to steal a game.
What a pass there. Elijah Brown had a great chance. Good save by his Kidd's counterpart there in Doug Jamieson. Thompson puts that one wayward, and where's it go? All the way down, I think. Yeah, it did, so it'll be over and back. As Dercats will start with it right in front of the Six Nations bench. Maillet. It's Moran Weeks. Moran Weeks now trying to get around Latrell Harris. Now Tyson Bell. Got 10 left to work here. Moran Weeks will fire it off balance. I think it made itself on target. Never caught that one, though, did Moran Weeks, as him and Mariner collide. Harris now. Back for Dane Smith. Smith will fire. Where is it? He's in some feet here. As that ball is just swept away by Buck. Again, slipping in the corner there. Two different Chiefs slip in that corner. As it was both Harris and Smith. Now Dane Smith catches it. Got 5 left to shoot here. Smith over the top, gets it over. That one shot wayward by Priolo, and that will be the shot clock. And they're going to ask for a wipe here. And Kidd's the one who calls it with 7:27 left in the third period. As again, that corner, pardon me, about half board spot, got not one but 2 different white shirts there as they both went crashing in, as it was Harris and Dane Smith.
Well, you just have to go on the side of caution, you know what I'm saying, Spencer? And
especially since they've called the game here in Meaford. And that was against the Excelsiors. And we were here for that. Was the Rogers team.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate. You guys probably had to.
4 minutes left
in
that second period, and they called it.
And that's a lot of work setting up shop. I know the hard work you guys put in at Rogers to set up shop here is, and especially the bus trip from Brampton to, that's not an
easy one to make up. As it will be Owen Sound possession. Who's going to start with it? It looks like it'll be Maillet there in the corner. Webster. Dercats, Webster. Jackson Webster. The MVP will fire a good save there by Jamieson, who committed low. Maybe that's where Webster was thinking of going. As Cree trying to get away, he couldn't. Picked up by his numerical counterpart. Maillet got
yard sale.
Got absolutely picked his pocket there. Mariner in, scores, and ties the game. Does Matt Mariner, as poor Braden Maillet got his lunch taken from him there by Matt Mariner.
That's just a heck of a play by Mariner. And there it is right here. He just tries to strip the ball, strips everything. Gets the yard sale, and the big man puts it home.
I was going to call it a can opener there because he just took poor Brandon Maillet's lunch money.
Just popped the top off the lid.
Grabbed him by his ankles and shook him a little bit and said, "Give me that ball, thank you."
It's like a bully.
As Edwards and Halls again, battling for it. Almost looks like a ruck there in rugby as they were shoulder to shoulder. Webster now will have it. He's going to get forced. It ends up going to Millsap, who hands it off now for Maillet. Tied now all at 9. Maillet, nice move. Maillet spinning, fires, caught. I thought by Webster. No, it isn't. As away will now go Six Nations. It's non-con Thompson. Fired back now for Priolo, who's got one. Back for Thompson. In, scores! Six Nations in quick succession tie it and now take the lead. 10-9.
Well, the D unit doing their thing in transition. Nungo Thompson, Steve Priolo, and Latrell Harris. 3 guys, 3 unlikely offensive characters as they play tic-tac-toe on that one. And just like that, the Owen Sound lead has been erased, and Now it's a 10-9 lead for the Chiefs.
Tie up again. Tall's just trying to get away from Edwards here. I think that ball did come loose and Hall's get a hold of it. I'm not exactly sure as Hall's just fire it back, but waiting for it there might be Lyle Thompson. Thompson catches it hot off the glass. He'll play it back now. It'll hit the waiting arms of Matt Mariner. As now Ryan Smith. Back for Shane Jackson. Josh Byrne. Thompson fires. Good save there by Kidd. It's Josh Byrne. Byrne now for Shane Jackson. Jackson fires over for Ryan Smith. Smith over the top will fire that one off Kidd and go into the netting. Smith. Jackson. Passed across for Lyle Thompson. Thompson never fired. Passed over. Larson. Sundown. And Sundown makes it 11-9. Six Nations has come alive here.
And true to form,
Kidd's not happy about something here.
this unit has been very effective, and this time it's Larson Sundown streaking down and finally getting free. I think that's the big difference in this one.
As both goalies will go for their drink. I will tell you, Darryl, of my second connection to the Owen Sound North Stars. I mentioned earlier that, of course, Adam Jones is a teacher at St. Mary's where I graduated. A guy who graduated with me back in 2020 from high school is backup netminder right now for Owen Sound, Caleb Martin.
No way.
He and I sat beside each other in grade 11 religion class.
Nice.
So Caleb and I had a lot of conversations during our religion class because we didn't pay that much attention in that particular class, that particular year. So he and I had a lot of chances to talk about lacrosse and hockey and such. As Halls and Edwards, again, look more like a ruck than a face-off.
The battles in the face-off circle have been fantastic tonight.
That they have, as Halls trying to just force that one around. He's now got caught up there as one McKay, and he'll just get it there to Steve Priolo. Had to almost Odell Beckham that one.
The guys on the back end have been doing it for the Chiefs.
They've been the reason why they're back in this game and now have the lead.
Yes. And again, guys playing both ways here.
Dane Smith in. That one saved by Kidd as he'll crash into the net. And they're going to force that the other way because Dane made contact with Kidd. And wait a second.
Got ourselves a penalty here.
That we do. And I think it's going to go to Noah Labar. And it is going to go to Noah Labar. So an undisciplined minor there against Owen Sound will send Six Nations back to the power play. And that
That's a tough one.
May finally end the Owen Sound run, which has been so good for so long, but this minor may make it a 3-goal lead for Six Nations late in this third period. Jackson and Byrne play a little past the parcel. Now Lyle Thompson right across the top. Fires that one there for Jackson. Thompson. Dane Smith scores! 12-9 now with that power play marker, and that may do it here. 3-goal lead with 4:24 left. Owen Sound's got to find a way here.
And the Six Nations Chiefs just trying to find a way here and moving the ball well as they go around the horn. And the Great Dane puts her home here. And it's a 12-9 lead for the Chiefs. As
Edwards and Halls again will fight in the circle. Halls has got it trapped. He's just trying to find a black shirt, and he finally does. Liam McGrath now fires it across there and hits Millsap. Millsap's going to try to get it over the red line. He does. As that ball's fired over there for, I believe that's Sanchez. And Webster now. Webster. trying to get through here. Major have to fire. He gets forced down, and wait a second, it'll be Six Nations ball. Priolo now.
That was Tyson Bell mugging the Owen Sound player.
Fired down now for Theed. Dawson Theed into the middle for Sundown, never caught it. They tried to quick stick it, and that ball will stay loose and go to Owen Sound, I think, and he'll just wait for the shot clock. As they're going to pull Andrew Kidd here, so it'll go 6-on-5. Fired up now for Dercats. Webster, 15 left to work here.
Owen Sound really has to go to the net here.
Webster. Dercats. Webster. Behind the net, wide open Maye, I thought, and just kept in there, I thought, by Buck, but it hits Mariner. Mariner skies it, and it's not going to get there. Now it will get to Dane Smith as he'll make his way into the offensive zone as Kidd's able to retreat and get into the net.
Hey.
As you get your shout out there in the ring.
Hey, I'm usually the one that gives the shout outs.
And that ball is never I'll put on target there, so Owen Sound will get the possession with the fresh shot clock and will obviously pull Kidd again. Owen Sound's got to find a way to try to climb this maybe insurmountable lead. Maye. Webster. Back for Dercat. Xander never caught it. Bell was right there. Xander and Sanchez there converging. Harris able to pick it up. Mariner will take the run here. His Kidd will try to beat him there, and he will. Mariner off there for Priolo. For Dane Smith. As Six Nations, again, is just happy to chew up the rest of this under 2 minutes in the third period to go home with a 2-0 lead in this semifinal.
Again, game 3 is going to be on Thursday night, 8 o'clock.
Save there by Kidd. Did lose it, however, as it goes into the corner. Kick now as that ball should come loose, and it will end up in the stick of Steve Priolo. Larson Sundown now over for Ian McKay, and that will probably do it here. As Bombury for McKay. Fired down there for Theed. Theed back for Sundown. Fires that one on Kidd and caught again. Theed, this time the catch. As he'll fire it back there for Priolo.
Spreading it out, trying to get that loose ball after the shot. Chiefs doing a really nice job of that. Just to extend the clock out and stretch it out for themselves. Again, yes, Thursday night, 8 o'clock, ILA, game number 3. And you'll be able to tune into that one here. Chris Vale and myself will have the call. And, of course, game 4 on Saturday afternoon at 3. Same bat channel.
Same crew.
Same crew. Spencer and I will have the call.
Webster put that one by Jamison, who kind of went swimming there as he went to go get it. They're going to say tip, so Maye will have a chance to just chase this one down. As he'll wait, and he'll just now fire it right down the floor, and it stopped by Buck. Good save, I think, there by Jamison, as that will be the period and the game. 12-9 the final. A big third period for Six Nations, scoring 4 to Owen Sound's 1, and coming away with their second win of the series, and now again up 2-0, but you have to say, after losing 11-6 down in Six Nations in Game 1, a maybe improved performance even as well as they played in Game 1 here in Game 2, and with Webster now back in the lineup, hopefully for Game 3, should be a good sign for the Black Shirts.
Some takeaways just from you on both teams from tonight.
I think Owen Sound had a definitely good performance here in Meaford. Much needed good performance here in Meaford, but with that being said, They have to be able to kind of play a full 60, which usually you kind of see young teams have that problem. They have a issue of keeping themselves consistent and maybe I'll say the word accountable, but more just trying to keep themselves level-headed as well as some of those costly penalties in the third period did maybe mean the ends there, as that what made it 12-9 here. And with that, they have to kind of keep themselves grounded at times against that Six Nations team who are so experienced and so good with all that Mann Cup experience, all that NLL experience. It definitely is a thing that Owen Sound will accrue with all their young guys, but it's something that Six Nations already has, and they've shown it there in that third period with how clutch they were as the game kind of crawled its way to the end. And then for Six Nations, you know, that first period again was a struggle in the early beginning, and then we're able to pull away, go up 5-4, and then we're kind of able to play their game as the contest continued, and that third period was just about all white shirts. So they had to be very impressed with the way they were able to, you know, keep themselves maybe from not an A performance, more like a B or C, but when you can win with your B or C game, that lets the A game be the outlier.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Spencer, and thank you to all the fans that are tuned in tonight. It was a great broadcast, and again, this has been a fantastic series, and it's going to continue on Thursday, 8 o'clock at the ILA. Chris and myself will have the call. Thanks for watching. On behalf of Spencer, I'm Darryl. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and we will see you on Thursday. Have a great night.